Hi there guys, Shaun here from 5-Star Marine with Jay. Hey Jay.
Hello.
Today we're doing the 5-Star Marine breaking news.
Breaking news. We've got new microphones.
We have new microphones and we have a new camera.
New camera, new microphone. Shaun spent some money on production. Woohoo!
Jay did.
Yeah, it's true actually. What's the breaking news, Shaun? I'm very excited.
So this is not our normal kind of monthly news update. We're just going to kind of come in there with some of the news that's come out recently, because a lot of people are asking us what are the rules for coming into Phuket again, because they've been updated.
Have they changed?
Yeah. You know, actually, this is the honest truth. I messaged Jay and said, hey, we need to do some breaking news. And he's like, oh, what is it? And I sent it, the outline to you, and he replied to me, I prefer to chase chickens and read that news.
I did say that.
Okay, so here it is. If you're looking to come into Phuket, we still have Test and Go available, and we also have Sandbox available. If you're coming in on Test and Go, they've got rid of the pre-departure COVID test. That's Thailand's got rid of it, okay? So you used to have to do a negative RT-PCR test to jump on the plane and then come to Phuket. And then you would do a PCR test when you're in Phuket. So the one before you jump on the plane has been scrapped.
Right.
Unless.
Unless what?
Well, here's the complicated thing, right? If you fly, say, for example, I'm from Australia. If you fly from Australia to Singapore, Singapore to Phuket.
Good day, mate.
Singapore requires you to have a RT-PCR test. Phuket doesn't.
Right.
So the country that I'm transiting through will then dictate to me whether I need the test or not.
Okay.
So you fly direct from Australia to Phuket, no RT-PCR test needed. But if you transit through another country, which like a lot of our travelers do right now because flights are not so easy to find, you'll need to worry about what that... Jesus, sounds confusing.
I'm confused and you've even got notes.
Yeah. So anyway, no more pre-departure test. One test on arrival.
No more pre-departure test depending on which country you're flying into first, you should say. Cover your back.
Okay.
Just in case.
So graphic up on the screen. Right now for Test and Go, you're going to do one RT-PCR test on arrival. On day 5, you're going to do your antigen test, and that's a self-report. And ideally, the antigen test is going to be given to you by your SHA Plus hotel on day 1. That's the updated rules. On top of that, they've also reduced the amount of insurance that you need to cover. So now it used to be 50,000, now it's down to 20,000. So that's rules as of April 1st.
Oh, April Fool's Day.
But here's the thing that we're expecting, and this is what probably more we're looking for, is what's going to happen in the next few months. So that's what's happened now. We're expecting probably May, June or July that they're going to drop that RT-PCR test on arrival.
May, June or July. So you've got 90 days to work it out.
I'm doing a Thai thing. I'm covering every base.
This year it could change.
Or next year.
Oh, very true, to be fair.
But that...
Can we just go back? I just want to just clarify a couple of things on what you said before, and I know it's difficult for you, but you are the man of great knowledge. He is the Yoda.
Jedi Master Yoda. You seek Yoda.
That was my Yoda impression. You're not going with it. Anyway, I'm flying from England. I'm flying direct to Bangkok and then down to Phuket. So I don't need to do a pre-COVID test before I fly.
No.
When I arrive in Bangkok and then go straight down to Phuket...
No, you can't.
I can't.
You have to arrive in Bangkok, do your RT-PCR test, go to an SHA Plus hotel for one night, and then you can come down to Phuket.
So, okay, so I go to one night in Bangkok. So it's one night in Bangkok. Oh, good song. One night in Bangkok, and then I do my test.
Yes.
Wait until I get my result. Result is negative. I can then jump on another plane and come down to Phuket.
Correct.
When I get to Phuket, I then go to another hotel. Do I have to do another test?
No test.
I wait until the 5 days.
Day 5, you're going to have a self-test.
Do the self-test with one of those thingamajiggies?
Yeah, and look, honestly, a lot of people are reporting that they're lost as to where does this day 5 test go, who do they report it to. Ideally, you're meant to upload it to this QR code-based app that they gave you when you arrived. That's how you report. It's a self-report.
Okay, and I've done my self-report, and then that's it. I'm free to go and play.
Yeah, play all you like.
And go on a 5-star Marine boat trip.
Yeah. So on top of that, we also still have Sandbox that is open. Sandbox is still 7 days.
Right.
So moving forward,
Yes.
they're going to get rid of that day one RT-PCR test on arrival, and the first thing they're going to do is replace that with a self-antigen test at the airport. Now, this is something we've been hearing from December last year that they were going to do this.
And this is in the future, in the next 90 to 365
Yeah,
days.
because the problem that we're going to have, right, is that that Thailand's about to move into Songkran. That's our end of year massive big party. Jay's going to be like shooting water at people, and
Although I possibly won't be, because news is just out that Songkran festivals we can't water fight.
yeah, okay, maybe we won't water fight, but what we do know is that
Bless. We will bless each other.
what we do know is that during this time, a lot of people travel to the provinces, and in the last 2 years that we've had COVID, this has been a natural period of spike in COVID cases.
No, yeah, absolutely. Because Songkran is Thai New Year, for those people that don't know, where we go and bless each other with water and wash away our sins for the years to come. I have a lot of sins.
And that day, normally people commit a lot of sins.
Yeah, there's
we
a
need
lot.
to go and watch.
There's a lot of sins.
So anyway, what we're expecting is that April's going to see a trend up in cases, and so that's why the government hasn't dropped this RT-PCR test completely. The guess will be that that'll trend down May, June, and then maybe July. In the middle of our change of season to do wet season is when they'll start to drop all these tests and everything. Also, the belief is that by July that the government is going to rule this pandemic an endemic. And the endemic, the prediction that everybody's talking about is that once it's ruled endemic, that all of this goes away.
Woohoo!
No testing, no more
Woohoo!
craziness, no Thai pass.
Woohoo!
But in the meantime, if you're thinking to come to Phuket, Thai pass, and this is the rules. Next thing is we're getting a lot of questions, Jay. So we always do the news kind of around what's happening in Phuket and happening in Thailand. But the thing that we kind of forget to cover sometimes is actually what is open for someone to do on a boat.
Ooh.
So we're going to talk some specific 5-star news here, because people have been asking me, when does Simulan close? You know, is Koh Rock, Koh Ha open? When does the season end for Koh Lipe? So just going to give you some news on that. So right now, as we speak and record this, everything is open. You can go Simulan, Surin, Koh Lipe, Koh Ha, Koh Rock, Koh Lanta, Koh Muk, PB, Phang Na, Raya, Kai, Coral. You done all these yet?
Yeah.
You did Koh Muk the other day.
I did Koh Muk. It's beautiful there, actually. I have to say, it's a very nice island. Lots of starfish. You'll see that on the video soon. In fact, we can put a link to it there.
Good. So some of this is all going to change, though, shortly. So we're having some inclemental weather, not normal for this time of year, but it looks like by end of this week that's going to clear. But the thing that the National Park is talking about is probably end of April, somewhere like Simulan, Surin, Koh Rock and Koh Ha will close.
Ooh.
Now normally they close middle of May, but the season has been adjusted a little bit because the sea has been a little more bumpy and the weather a little bit less predictable. So if you're coming into Phuket for, say, the April holidays, everything's going to be open, but by the end of April, it looks like Simulan, Surin, Koh Rock, Koh Ha will close. Places like Koh Lipe go into kind of their off-season, which means it's not advisable to be going to Koh Lipe. Something like Koh Muk will move into off-season as well. So we've been doing a lot of trips to Koh Muk lately. We will probably, as a company, close that off middle of May, being the last trip out there, until we reopen again in October. But during that time that we cut some of what we're trying to do is cut down some of the programs where it's very far. You know, Simulan, most people don't really actually understand this. Simulan's a minimum 2-hour trip. Koh Lipe is a minimum 4.5-hour trip. And so we don't want to be going so far when the conditions can be a little bit less predictable. So we come back to the more standard programs of doing PP, Phang Na, Kai, Coral, Maiton. And last year, I don't know if you remember, but last year in July, they opened Sandbox for the first time.
Yes.
And we were operating Coral, Maiton, Russia tours all the way through Sandbox. So you'll find that while people are saying, oh, don't come in wet season because it's going to rain all the time, actually that wasn't our experience last year. I think out of the number of tours that we ran, less than 10% I had to cancel or reschedule. So you might get a passing shower, but nothing that's going to make the tour disturbed in a way that we can't operate.
Just little drops of sunshine falling from the sky.
Yes, Jay. So that's the update on my end in terms of the new rules that just come out from the CCSA meeting, and also where you can and can't go on a boat. People do ask us, do we need to do RT-PCR tests or antigen tests before going on a boat? The answer in general is no, you don't need to. If you are traveling with friends and family, maybe your friends and family will choose to want to do that together. Our staff, they still do antigen tests quite regularly, and we're all due for RT-PCR tests in the next week or so.
In all fairness, most of the kids every 2 weeks have tests at school as well here. So when I went out on a boat trip a couple of weeks ago to Coral Island, which was a great fun trip with lots of friends and family, lots of kids, that's for sure, most of those kids were already checked at school.
That's what I love. We see so many Jay and family trips, but we just don't see like Jay going to relax.
Maybe soon, Shaun, you'll see me relaxing.
So that's the news. If you have any questions about what's going on here,
send it to Shaun.
You can just comment below and Jay will answer every single question personally.
Yeah, no problem.
But he's got about 12 YouTube accounts, so you won't know whether it's Jay or not replying to them.
Noticed that, have you?
Yeah.
Yes. I have a lot of Gmail addresses.
In addition to that, Jay, what should they do so they can stay up to date with us?
Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that way it will go bing into your inbox when we upload a new video. Or go and check out all the other news videos we've done.
I would actually recommend that you go and watch Jay smoking. That's a cool video. I really like that video.
Smoking fish, baby.
All right, guys. See you in Phuket soon.
I shall go and do the weather. I'm going to do the weather. Now, the weather. Come on.
Oh shit! Just poured it.
Keep that bit in.
Get ready.
Hello, and now the weather. This is Phuket. Today, it's going to be sunny. Well, let's say sunny, slightly overcast with a 50% chance of rain, if I was being very honest. But no, sunny. And at Boat Lagoon where we are, it's sunny. In Koh Kai Nai, it's sunny. It's still slightly overcast with a 50% chance of rain today. But anyway, everywhere is sunny. Yay!